Finally, it's time to see what our homemade brush tools are like. We have our gray fox brush, a beautiful long-handled mop. We have our goose biot brush with its beautiful copper cap. And we have our deer body hair brush in its delicate magnolia bud stem handle with the beautiful velvety texture, almost like a deer antler. I also have this brush that I showed you earlier, a very simple, quick one, made in about 2 or 3 minutes. I've been using that one for a few months now. And then I just whipped this up, some feathers from our chickens that you met in the introductory class welcome video that I've just put together with some packing tape. So fast. So let's see what kind of marks these brushes can make to add to what we've already done with our rigid drawing tools. First up, let's try our goose biot brush. I'm just going to dip the very tip at first into the India ink. Just a little bit, hardly any at all. Oh, what delicate marks. Drawing more with the side of the brush, we get a slightly bolder mark. If I load it up really nicely and I make a curving motion, starting out bold and then moving to be delicate, laying the brush almost on its side, such a wide, bold mark. What a fascinating variety, just from one delicate little brush. Beautiful. Next, let's try our bold gray fox fur mop brush on this beautiful long handle with the linen ferrule. This is going to be very absorbent. I'm twisting the brush inside of the India ink to make quite a mop. You can see not even all of it will fit into this little container that I have here. I'm predicting a very bold mark. Oh yes, beautiful. It just keeps going. Such a variety of marks can get made just with the very tip, small, relatively fine, delicate little marks, or with the full force of the mop, making quite a thick mark. Lovely. Next up, let's try our deer body hair brush. I'm rolling it around in the India ink and then sloughing off the excess while rotating the brush in a way that makes a very fine point. Deer hair is not quite as absorbent as the fox fur, but we'll see how long it can hold a line. Quite a delicate line. And still going. And still going. and still going. And the consistency of the ink has barely changed. Oh, it's starting to run out finally, just a bit there, but still going. Skipped a beat, but still going. Amazing. What a good performer and such a delicate mark it can make. Fabulous. And what about dots, I wonder? Not so good with dots, but dashes, delicate dashes, absolutely. For super fine hatching and cross hatching, even in an observational drawing, this would work fabulously. What wonderful texture. Amazing. Now let's try the two improvisational brushes. One that I made quite a while ago during a residency at the Handmade Center back in the summer, really over a year ago, I think. And I've only used it for maybe 3 or 4 times, most recently in the past 3 or 4 months, and trimming off the India ink every time I go. These pine needles were green when I first started, and now you can hear they're crispy and brown. Let's see what kind of texture they make. Oh, you can see the way that it's picking up the ink. I bet that'll be an interesting texture. Delicate, but there's nothing quite like it. You can see just a fine cacophony of marks in here that none of the other brushes could make quite the same way. And finally, I haven't tried this brush yet, this chicken feather brush. I'm going to dip the tips of the feathers in ink and then rotate around and dip some more. And then rotate around and dip some more. Now let's see how this goes. Bold marks that hold a lot of ink, and then you can use the brush almost like a broom to sweep it out into the more delicate marks that you see at the end here. So overall, you can see the wide variety of marks that we've been able to make between our rigid drawing tools and some of our soft drawing tools. You can make any of these brushes, and so you can make any of these marks. All you have to do is make one rigid drawing tool and one pliable drawing tool, i.e. something that is like a pen or a pencil for the India ink, and something that is more like a brush. It can be as complex or as simple as you want. Anything from a pine needle brush with messy little binding, made in about 3 minutes, all the way up to a fabulous fox fur mop brush with a linen ferrule that takes close to 20-25 minutes to make, but makes some of the most bold, beautiful, intuitive marks that I've ever seen. The combination of all of these marks and the different energy and emotional gravity that each one of them has is part of what makes this such a beautiful composition. By taking control of what seems like a small thing in your studio practice and personalizing it and making it your own, you can bring an emotional energy and gravity to your artwork that you would never be able to make with tools that you bought at the store. So, good luck with this project, and I look forward to seeing whatever experimental, intuitive composition you make with the tools that you have at your disposal.